how to move from loss to profit has got to be the single most important challenge. If you find yourself in loss, there isn't a bigger problem you've ever had to deal with. I think from my point of view, and I've had that experience, the starting point is not to panic, it's to analyse with clear focus, why are you in loss in the first place? Maybe you're a startup and it's understandable. If you've gone into loss from a profitable position, I think that's a time where you really have to reflect. Is this being driven by a blip, something that's not structural, or actually is it due to fundamental change and your model is out of date now? How much stuff are you selling? How much margin are you making selling that stuff? And what's your overhead? Which of those has changed? It could be a combination of the three. And then what are the reasons as to why it has changed in a way that's now put you into loss? So when we found ourselves in loss, it was a combination of a couple of things happening at the same time. First was we have a US subsidiary that we've been investing into quite heavily with a plan of growing that business quite substantially. Found ourselves in a declining market in the US and we were way too heavy on overhead in that business. It wasn't making progress and we had been planning for jam tomorrow, and it just wasn't sustainable. We had to dramatically cut the overhead in that business and there was just no way around it. Structural change, declining market, out with our control. We hurt along with everybody else and our business in the US was not fit for purpose in terms of its scale and overhead. At the same time, we had a massive adverse currency impact in Europe and we got caught sleeping a little bit in that respect, and that we weren't hedged enough because our trading patterns had changed so rapidly in 18 months that we weren't hedged enough for the amount of revenue we were getting in euros. And that's one that actually kind of fixed itself, but we learned from it along the way that, okay, it was a one-off hit, we changed our pricing, but we made sure that our hedging strategy had enough horizon on it in future. So they're completely different, in their nature completely different, but both have the same profound impact in the business. One's a structural ongoing one, and one was a relatively short-term one that we had to make a one-off change on. But the key thing there that's common is we identified very clearly what was the cost that was happening in each, and what the impact of resolving each would be, and that's what brought us straight back into profit the following year.